The road looked dark as night. The only light that I'd seen in some time was when I was scanning the span of empty cans of Busch Light. Worried, I wondered which one would I lose first, my wife or my life. In my blackened sight, ideas of suicide were full flight in my mind. I tried fighting them off, but strong as I might, they were getting mightier. And I was frightened that I'd soon abide and lose the fight. I felt only strong enough to sit with my fifth of vodka and knock it back with the shot glass while getting blasted on a 12-pack of Killians, while millions of voices and villains plundered and pillaged, vowed and vied to crush the villages that resided inside of my mind. My brain had no strength to change, so those hours faded into days, and those days hazed into years. I sat there, constantly just numbing the dumb mass of ass that sat between my ears. I was effed up and fed up with my endless fetish for Svedka, depression, cigarettes, and beer. Life was over. I'd sentenced myself, and I sensed the end was near. But before the garage door closed, one last hope. The ranch. So here we go. Cheers. When I first got to this place, I thought it would stand little chance to advance this man beyond tantrums. But then again, the best laid plans in these hands hadn't granted me shit but phantoms. And my best thinking was bleached out with drinking and Ambiens. And I keep thinking, how can this be? How can this place heal my emotions? How can a sprinkling of reading and reasoning please the depleted and bleeding ocean that was inside of me? God help guide me. So with my HP, I went from DVDs and MP3s in one Friday to being apprised of Big T's, Little T's, DBT, and those 5A's. It felt like a catastrophe. I was fact blasted and plastered with community and whatever it is that neuroplasticity means. But I was honest, open, and willing, and even though it was killing me, sitting there missing my kids, itching to kick it with them, I knew that I needed assistance addressing this prison in my mind that I'd put myself in. So I went all in, and I went from mixing another to mixing with my brothers. Intensely intent on ridding the intrinsic darkness that had arisen and was sitting inside of me since I myself was a kid. And the mission continues. Where I once stared in a mirror at a barren face and saw a wasteland that I thought was lost but now was found amazing grace. See, I bought that plot and I plowed the ground and I laid a strong foundation down. But there's still a house to be built when I get out. It's there for the taking, because the greater the doubt, the greater the awakening. Where there was once alcohol and no feeling in my veins, all I feel now is healing in my veins. When the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change, there's a place. Ask for help. See, I rejected myself and expected nothing less than the best of my messed up self. But expectations are premeditated resentment, and my serenity is directly tied to my acceptance. I came here looking for someone to help, and I didn't realize that that strength was already inside myself. Each step I take is not alone, and I accept that which I cannot control. I've shifted it all from mind to heart, and I don't know how the story ends. But now, I know the start.
So, we're about to surprise the kids with Matthias. So I'm gonna go down and tell them that their present is on the front steps.
What is it? What is it? I don't know. Open it. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Hey, lift it up. Can you lift the box up? Was that a good surprise?
Yeah,